web design. How to develop responsive web designs. How to develop responsive sites with the help of media queries. Any questions? Okay, fine. If no questions, at least say yes, no, something and all, so that I feel happy. Forget about that. How others? No one is saying, what happened? Am I disconnected?
No.
Okay, fine. Right. Okay, so now you can see the same results in the Firefox, all the places. So you can research it, you will see everything correctly. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm closing this. Okay, fine. Yeah, you generally have bad connection only. So you need to see the alternative for that. Okay, that's fine. Now let's look at the next things. So let me open my notes. Where is my notes? And there is one, I want to take tomorrow break. So that means I will not be able to take the tomorrow's class. So there are some good idea or good point from Suprit that, so most of them in this class except Dhanu and Srikanth, others are non-SAP background. Only Dhanu and Srikanth are SAP background. So Suprit was asking, so anyway I will not take tomorrow's class. So Suprit was telling, can anyone Dhanu or Srikanth can take 1 hour class about SAP. What is SAP? What are the modules in SAP? What generally we do in the NetWeaver? What we do in the ECC? So why it is called the ERP? All these things. You can take whatever you want tomorrow. It's your time. So that others will get the idea. Otherwise, because I will not spend the time definitely, because I will go directly to UI5. But even though I go for UI5, sometimes when without having knowledge on what is SAP, what are the modules, what is ECC, what is SRM, okay, how these are become ERPs, all these things, it's very difficult. So if anyone takes 1 hour class, then it's great. Who is going to take?
Dhananjay.
Okay, Dhanu, you are good, right?
Tomorrow, yeah. Okay, Satya. Okay, Chana. Sorry.
That's fine. So you can take 1 hour class, 1 hour or whatever you want. Just brief them that, okay, what is SAP, and what is, first of all, what is ERP, and what are the ERPs available in the market, and which ERP we are using right now. So that ERP is nothing but SAP, and majorly the stacks, ECC stack, NetWeaver stack, SRM stack, CRM, different stacks. Inside the stacks, modules. Like if you take NetWeaver, Portal, XI, MDM, something and all. If you take ECC, so many things, blah, 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 blah. And so many technologies. And where we are, so we are into SAP NetWeaver user experience. So we require Java stack. Like that you can explain whatever you want. Okay. So tomorrow class will be there, and that will be from Dhanu. Fine. This is the conclusion, right?
Yeah.
And the day after tomorrow, that's nothing but Sunday. I would like to take at 8 o'clock. That day only I would like to take at 8 o'clock. The starting time is 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock IST AM. So everything is clear, right? Sunday I would like to take 8 AM IST, that day only. Okay, these are the small changes. So Danu, you can very well have tomorrow whatever you want. That's fine. So I will go through your class from the recorded session. Okay, now let's come back. So in the previous one of the class, we have seen what is Web 1.0, 1.2 and 1.3. So Web 1.0, 1.2 and 1.3. I said Web 1.0 is not having any validations and all, it's like a static and all. So in the Web 1.2 or sorry 2.0, we have something introduced, social networks, that, this and all. In the Web 3.0, it's like a cloud-based and anywhere, anytime access, all these things. Fine. So now we have web forms. So in the Web 1.0 we have forms, 2.0 we have forms, 3.0 also we have forms. Then in HTML, what are the HTML input types? What are the HTML input types? There are 13 HTML input types. Let me not give the number, because tomorrow if you read this document after 100 days, then if I put 13, you will say that 13 for your so many years. You will not say it might be changed. That's another problem. So let's have HTML input types. Okay, let's take an example. That is my picture. So what are the HTML input types?
Text box, list box, radio button.
Yes. Okay, so if you look at here, please remember this. Whenever you are writing the input types, you can directly write like this. Input type is equal to something. Input type is equal to something. But the reason is these input types will display, but input types makes sense when you use inside the form. Even though you see the results, what you will do? See, it is like a input text. That's fine. But what you will do with that? So these input types make sense when you use inside the form and all. Or if you want to see the validations, you can very well have here also. But if you want to have the validations, and if you want to have these input types, you are entering something. If you look at here, you are entering something. After entering, what to do? You need to submit. You need to store this one in the backend. You need to give this one to some other form. Or you need to give this one to some other page. You need to pass to somewhere else. These are the combinations. So if you want to give this input to some other page, or if you want to store this whatever entered in the databases, you need to put this input type inside the form tag. I'm just repeating the conclusion again. See, I'm entering something. I'm entering for what purpose? I'm entering something. I'm entering for what purpose? To give this value, whatever I entered, to some other page, or to pass this value to some other page, or to store this in the databases, or to get this value and use it somewhere else. If I want to do all these things, I require a form. Okay, so therefore I'm creating a form. So form action is equal to just have something. So we'll see this one later, but just say form tag and end form tag, and I have some action. That's it. And I have some action. That's it. Okay. So the first input type is, you can say, color. So I can type here also, but you need to remember all these things. First input type is, or what are these? HTML5 form inputs. Okay, input types, color. So the first thing is that color. So what it will do, if you look at here, input type is equal to color. So if I say input type is equal to color, it's going to give, if you look at the output, where is that? So I just refresh this. See here, I'm getting the color palette. That's that easy. So if you want to select some other color, this is the best one. Okay. So therefore, what is the color? So I no need to write it, right? You can understand very well. So do you want me to type it? So what it is doing? It is defining the color. It is defining a color. So as a pick. So you can pick the color and you can apply it. Let's say I am selecting red color and say something. Okay. So that's about the color input type. Then what is next? Email input type. What is the meaning of email? If you look at here and look at the email input type, where is that? So let me use some breaks here so that you can have some gaps. Break. So input type is equal to type is equal to, I'm saying email, and you can also give some names and all. That's not a big deal. So you can give the name for this. Name is equal to input color. The same way, this is name is equal to input email. Like that, you can give some name. Now let me run this. Okay. Now look at here. So I'm typing like this. What happens? I can see the results. But what is the use of specifying email here? If you look at my development, I said email, but still I am able to type the content. What does that mean? What it is making, or in what way it is helping me? It's not helping me anyway. Yes, it will help you when you submit it. If you look at here, input type is equal to, I am writing submit. Input type is equal to submit. Value is equal to click me. Like that you can write something. Now refresh it and see this. Okay, let me display that in the new lines. Okay, now I am displaying in the new line. So look at here. Now I type something. Now I click here. See, it is giving the error, or this is giving the warning. Please enter only email ID. Look at here. It is expecting minimum at. So did I write any code to take care of that validation? I did not write any code to take care of that validation. I'm just specifying input type is equal to email. So when you are specifying input type is equal to email, internally there is JavaScript logic which take care of this validation. So if I give at symbol and something, then it will say it is a valid email ID, then I can able to submit. Okay, so that's saying semicolons and all there, so I need to remove those. So let's say abc@gmail.com. JavaScript where? That's what I'm trying to say. See, look at here. Whenever I put input type is equal to input type is equal to email. So that means what? There is special meaning. Where is that special meaning? We don't know. But where you are running this program, you are running in the browser. And I already said, you write the HTML, but internally there is a DTD which parse it. Internally there is a DTD, document type definition. Okay, so that, no, let me complete it. If you keep on type, it's not going to help. So you ask the question, let me complete it. Then if you have any questions, then let me know. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that you type this one. So now where you are running this program, you are running in the browser. So before it renders results here, there will be something called, if you look at here, my explanation sometime back, I said, so we discussed this point, I think. See, look at here, DTD, document type definition or document type declaration. So you are writing the HTML. That's what you need to go through the notes also. Okay, so you are writing the HTML and you are running in the browser. Do I have any compiler? I don't have any compiler. Browser is not doing any compilation. But what browser uses, internally browser uses something called a DTD. That means your program parse it. What is the meaning of parsing? Or once you hit this URL here, or once you hit the link there, then internally there will be something called, or internally your program will be parsed by the DTD, document type declaration, or internally your program will be converted into DTD type. So it is parsing. What is the meaning of parsing? It looks for the meaning. So that meaning, whenever the meaning, there is a type is equal to email, so it will go and look for the code where that code will be part of the, or that code will be added by your DTD, document type declaration. So you are declaring it. What is that meaning? See, if you look at here, if in JavaScript or C language, if you say yes, you will be getting error. Obviously, it is going to ask you to declare it. So I am going to declare it as integer. So the same way, document type declaration. So you are saying email. So it internally know the meaning of the email. So therefore, once it knows the internal meaning of the email, obviously there will be some logic which will take care of this. And these are all hidden to the end user. So if you look at even in some other programming languages also, if you look at the system in Java, how do you display your name? System.out.println. System.out.println. You will say Channa. Then you will see the results. Where is the logic? The logic is written. So your system is a class. Your out is a variable. Your println is a method. This method internally having what? A logic, a set of logic. That logic will do what? It will take the entered text and try to display in the command prompt. The same way here also. So while parsing, it will add the meaning. It will add the meaning for the email. So that's why we are getting all those validations. Okay. So if you look at here, so as correct email ID is there, so that's why you will not see anything. So now there is no correct email ID entered, so it's going to give error or warning to you. Okay, so try to, and remember this, sometimes this may not work. Let's try it in IE. I think it's supporting nowadays. IE 9 and all, it is not supported. You can check once. So I'm just entering like this, I click here. See, it is not given warning. That means it is not working in the IE. And even if you see color palette also not working in IE. Okay, So these are all some of the limitations. Whenever you are using some field, you need to look for whether that supports something or not. It's not like, okay, you have written a color, input type is equal to color and it will work in all the places. No. Because of the reason is how to use the color input control. Yes. Okay. Okay. So look at here. That is a good question. Now, let me show you some logic. I don't know what is the other question. Let me read the other question also. Today guys are too much interactive. Where is the chart? Okay, that is Venu question is fine. What is the version IE do we have? I have IE 11. Let me check. I don't know. Maybe it is upgrading. IE about the version. IE 9 I have. So definitely IE 11 it supports. That's what I'm just wondering. Okay. So IE 11 is having most of the HTML5 components. So it will support. As I have IE 9, so you don't see this. That's fine. Already, this is another reason why people go and upgrade it. We already discussed some time back. Now let me answer the Venus question. Let me answer the Venus question. So ID is equal to, I'm just giving ID. This is what? Color underscore ID. That's fine. Now look at this. So now in the output, you are selecting some color. You are selecting some color. And whatever selected, you want to use for some label. Whatever selected, you want to use for some label. Then what you will do? You will be writing some JavaScript. You will be writing some JavaScript. You will be writing some JavaScript and you will get the ID of this one. So that means get element by ID something of what? Of color ID dot value something like that. So that means what? Whatever you selected here, you are going and selecting, let's say, blue color. You are going and selecting blue color. That color code is written. That you can very well assign to something else. Let's say you have some div ID. Let's say you have something called div. ID is equal to something 1. And inside the div, you have some text. You have some text. And you can apply that color to this. So get this value to something like this and set the value to this x dot this one, right? So get element ID dot one color you can set for this. That is how you can use in the programmatically. Anyway, we'll see all these things when we get in the real time. But this is how the logic. So whatever selected, you can use it and apply wherever you want. Whatever you selected, get the values, get the color code, whatever you want. RGB color code, RGB values you can get it, or you can directly get some hexadecimal number and you can use that value wherever you want through JavaScript, all these things. Okay, fine. Now coming back to, that's what about email. So email, I'm not writing the browser restrictions and all because it all depends the documentation. So I'm not going to spend much time on the where it is going to support all these things. So if it is not supported, you don't see expected output, immediately go and read the documentation. Like how do you read the documentation? You go and type it, google.com. I don't know, google.com will work here or not. This is the problem. So let me take bing.com. I have some issue in my browser, my computer, don't worry. So HTML, input, email. Input type email address. If you look at here, it's a new tag. What happened? So email. So if you look at here, there is an example. So here this specifies if any browser restriction is there. If you look at here, IE latest version, I think it is supporting, Firefox supporting, then Chrome. Safari it is not supporting. Safari it is not supporting, and Opera also is not supporting. So IE from 11, I think it will support. That is how you need to see the help. So it's very difficult to remember all this bunch of the stuff. Okay, so if anyone is asking, can you tell me email supports in which browser? Okay, give some smart answers. So it's very difficult to remember each one, which browser it supports all these things. You can say the latest browsers will support, and we see the help whenever something is not happening. Okay, that's fine. Now coming back to here, there is something called, we have seen this one and all. Then there is one more kind, number. I don't want to spend much time here because it's just okay, input type. I'll spend some time and I'll show you help so that you can go and read the rest of the things. Input type is equal to number, and name is equal to input number. You can give whatever you want, number. You can give names whatever you want. Input is number, then this one. I'm just giving break and all. Okay, so now look at here. Okay, so look at here. So this is what, if I type here something, nothing is happening. Yes, it will happen when you hit the click me. See, it is saying please enter number only. Don't enter whatever you want. So it is giving the error. So that is because of I specified input type is equal to number. So you look at this. Previously they were doing lot of validations to check this. Now no validations. Validations already taken care. Your validations already taken care, so you no need to worry much. So you can just specify input type is equal to number. So it will ask you to enter only numbers. If you enter only number, then it will allow. That's it. Okay. So again, where it supports all these things, you can very well check. I'm not writing the words about this one, but you need to you can, I think, because it's generalized naming conventions. There is something called range. So what is the meaning of range? If you look at here, input type is equal to range I am giving. One thing I am sure, please remember that this is what I was just even wondering. When we were studying HTML and JavaScript was like, people always crazy about Java. People always crazy about .NET. But no one's, maximum I can say, 95% of the people did not pay attention on HTML and JavaScript. But now I'm just wondering, the JavaScript is booming the world. If you see the 2014 or 2015 top technologies, top 3 technologies, one of the technologies or top 3 demanded technology in the market is nothing but user experience. Everywhere JavaScript, CSS5 guys. Forget about UI5. UI5 is with the help of JavaScript and CSS again. JavaScript, HTML5, CSS3. So you can cross check once if you want. And I know personally how much value a HTML5 CSS3 developer is having. Companies are paying for 3 years of experience, guys. If you are good, I'm sure it is 9 to 10 lakhs. But Why I am saying you are good? Because there is a lot of things you need to understand. So it's not just like I created input type is equal number. That's fine. Let me not spend too much of time. So the goal from that is so learn as much as possible, because these are not going to die. In the next 10 years also, these will have high priority. And the SAP especially, if you know this HTML5 and CSS3, in the SAP you are the hottest. Because of the reason is, till now, SAP did not concentrate on the user experience. Because if you look at here, SAP WebDin Pros, those will not work in the Safari. I think you guys knows, the SAP guys. If you go and hit the SAP, your WebDin Pro application, it will not work in the Safari. It will not work in the, tablet. It will not work in the iPhone. I mean, it just works in the, IE, Firefox and all. It is not supporting the Safari. If it is not supporting the Safari, now think about the crazy what they have in the US. US people, most of them uses what? Mac machines. Then obviously they get frustrated. Obviously they get frustrated. That's where even in my company we started a user experience, because one of the what is that name? CIO. One of the CIO trying to do the approval from the Mac, from the tablet. Obviously it's shown error to him. That was happened 2.5 years, 3 years back. I'm just explaining why we started user experience in SAP space. So he was trying to approve his approvals from the tablet. Then obviously the approval screen is WebDin Pro screen. So it will not render in the tablets. Then that guy is asking, what the heck we are? Are we 20 years back? That is the question he asked. Yes. In the SAP user experience front, it just started. I can say it just started. They are not advanced, especially in the user experience space. They are very good in the ERP, or they are number one in the ERP. But in the user experience front, they are just started, and I'm sure there is a lot of work in the user experience space in the SAP front. Okay, that's fine. Let's come back. Okay, input type is equal to range. Now I am giving some name. So input name, what is this? Range. This is just some name. You can give whatever you want and hit this. Now let me go here. See this? You are having a range symbol. You can select it. You can do dot this and all. You can do that this and all. And when you are saying range, so what is the starting range? What is the ending range? That is also you can specify. What is the starting range and ending range? That is also you can specify. Like example. Okay, so the minimum, maximum. So minimum is equal to, let's say 1 or 10. Maximum range, what should be allowed? Let's say 100. Maximum range, let's say 100. Now look at here. So the minimum is going to be 10. That means when you are here, so it's 10. When you are here, it's 100. So in between, if you are moving, then that's nothing but what? So it depends upon the scroll, how much you move. Okay, so that's how you can have the input type, a range. So minimum, maximum, all these things you can specify. That's fine. Then there is another thing called telephone number. Anyway, that is not supporting by any browser, so I don't want to use it. There is something called T-E-L. Most of the browsers are not supporting. That's why I'm not focusing. Let's see the next one, search. S-E-A-R-C-H, search. Okay, so input type is equal to search. This is another. Okay, that's fine. Input type is equal to search. SERCH, search, name is equal to input search. So I'm just giving break. So now look at here, I'm just running this. And you may not see the difference of this one because I think Chrome is not supporting. Let me try in the Firefox. I would like to show a small difference. It is looking like simple text box, but there is some meaning for that. No, still it is not supporting. Okay, so let's say if you have this one, and you'll be getting something here where you can clear that one and all. It's like for searching purpose. Okay, where do I show the difference? Because these browsers are not supporting. Where to show the difference? So let me show you by googling it something. Actually, in the supported browser, this is how it will be. Oh, my Google will not work. Bing.com. What happened? Okay, so what is that input type? Search. Input type is equal to search. You can see the images here. Yeah. So if you look at here, this is the best example for search. What I am trying to say is that, yeah, if you look at here, if you make input type is equal to search, you will get this symbol automatically, and you will also get this cross. So what is the meaning of cross? When you click cross, it clears all the text. So this is what the meaning of input type is equal to search. Okay, so you can have that note. That's fine. Next one. Don't ask me a question if something is not working. Why are we discussing? So it may work. It will work in some browsers. So you can check in the Safari. I think Safari it will work. So then there is one more thing called input type URL. This will work. Input type is equal to URL. So that means without entering the URL, it will not allow you. Enter URL. So there are plenty. So now I will show you where to go and read. That's it. Because I don't want to spend too much of time on this. Whatever I spend today, that is fine. That's it. Okay. Now this is what enter URL, right? Now let's say I'm not entering something. I entered something and I click on click me. See, it is saying please enter URL. It is saying please enter URL. So how it understands URL? When there is a HTTP colon something, then it will understand that as a URL. Okay, it gone. So these kind of validations are already done. Then there is so many things for the date, like date, time, and all. So I'm just going to fast. Input type is equal to date, name is equal to something, enter date. Sorry. Next, input type is equal to time. Time, I don't think so it will work because of IE. These are all not supporting. Enter time. Now let's see. Okay, look at here. Yeah. So it is supporting the date. So you will be able to pick the date. So this is time. Okay. So like that you will have so many controls like date, then time, then date time. Like so many are there. Okay, so date time, then date time hyphen local. So that means it is going to specify the local and also on so on so. And so on so on so. Any questions till now? Any questions?
Oh.
Okay, so the next thing is that we have something called one more interesting where we can specify. Okay, so if you want to read more about this one, it is very simple, because if I spend time, it's going to be more than 5 days. Now conclusion is, you can go here, you can go to Google, type HTML5 input types. Okay, so you will have plenty of the things. Let me go through quickly. So input type is equal to text, we have already seen. Input type is equal to text, we have already seen. It's like a text box. Next, input type is equal to radio. It is going to give the radio button. It's like this. Okay. Next, input type is equal to checkbox. It is going to give the checkbox. Input type is equal to button. We already seen. Input type is equal to number. Just now we have seen. And the number, when you say number, you can specify min max also. So that means what is the minimum value you can enter, what is the maximum value you can enter. Let me show you quickly here. Input type is equal to number, min is equal to 0 and max is equal to 5. What does it mean? If I run this program, you can see. This is fine. This is a number, right? So I am entering 100. Now click me. See, it is saying maximum is 5 only. You understand, right? So let's say if I enter 0, it will say minimum is 1. Okay, so like that you need to test it. So you can very well go and test this. And if at all you are not able to follow anything from this, you can ping me so that we can discuss here. Next thing is what? Next tag is input restrictive. So obviously, what is the minimum? What is the maximum? So this is another thing. Number. You also have something called step. What is the meaning of step? So if we see here, minimum is 0, maximum is 100. That means you can enter 0 to 100, but you can enter 10, 20, 30 like that. And what is the meaning of value? The current value is 30. So if I put these values, you will understand. This is how you need to go and understand, start reading the tutorials. So we can guide you, not we can explain everything. If you look at here, what I am trying to say, minimum is 100. Minimum is 0, maximum is 100. What is the meaning of step? I'll tell you. What is the meaning of 30? I'll tell you. If you look at here, I'm just hitting enter. See, by default it is displaying 30. Because of the reason is the current value for this input type I said 30. And how much I can enter? Minimum is 0. Let me make it as 1, so that if I enter 0, I'll get the error. What happened? Maybe I did not refresh it. If I go on 0, see this. So it is giving the error. Now what is the meaning of step? This step, minimum, maximum, value, all these things are there in so many languages. Even in VB also we do the same way. Okay, in the VB swings we do the same way. Step. What is the meaning of step? If you look at here, let me run this. 30. Now if I decrease it, what happened? Yeah, if you look at here, it is decreasing 10-10. It is increasing 10-10. That is the meaning of step. minimum is 1. So from 1, minimum is 1, step means 10. So it is going to add 10, 11, 12, 13, 11, 21, 31 like that. So therefore, increment and decrement happens 10, 10 at a time. That's what the meaning of step. Now you can go and look at the other attributes just quickly. So there is a date, just now we discussed, and date, time, color we discussed already. Month. Month is going to give just month. So there is a month. So these are the okay. Then week, it is going to give the week. Time, you have seen date time locally, it's going to give the locally also. Email, search, telephone. So if you look at here, telephone, that's what I said. Most of the browsers are not supporting. If you look at here, IE is not supporting, Firefox, no one is supporting, only Safari is supporting. That's what I said. Only Safari is supporting. So input type is equal to URL, these are all we are seeing. So like that you can go through and see all the possible combinations. That's all for today's class. And tomorrow Danu will take and he will discuss what is a ERP and what are the different ERPs available in the market and why SAP ERP is famous, and inside the ERP what are all the things available. And don't miss Sunday's class, because Sunday I would like to start the UI5 setup. Because of the reason is, yes, still HTML5 CSS is there, but still I would like to start the UI5 setup, so that if I am explaining right, there is no guarantee that it will happen in your machine immediately.
Right.
So you will be getting errors. If I keep on start the UI5, then you may lose it something. So that's what, let's have enough time to set the environment. So Monday I will show you, Sunday I will show you how to set the UI5, because in my machine already set. I don't know whether I can clear and do it from scratch. That's fine, I'll see. So you need to download some plugins, all these things. It will take minimum 2-3 hours to set. And obviously you will be getting some errors because of your configuration, these and all. So it will take, I will give 1 week of time so that you can resolve the issues.
Can I support Mac system?
Which one?
The tool UI5 software will support Mac or not?
Let me check. First of all, in the Mac,
Eclipse.
you don't have Eclipse.
Right.
That's the first thing. In the Mac, that's what our first question Sunil was asking. Do you remember? If you look at here, I already answered. So in the Mac, do we have a Mac? Eclipse? Let's check.
Eclipse will be.
Because I'm not sure recently they introduced something. Let's check once. What is the big deal? Previously there was no Eclipse editor for Mac. I think now also there is no Eclipse editor for Mac. So you need to use Text Wrangler, or you need to use something called what is that name?
Parallel.
Whatever it may be. But in my company we are using that one licensed one. Text Wrangler and all free version. We have something called licensed version. What is that name? CodeKit. There is something called CodeKit. It's a $20, $30 license. It's a very good editor to write the HTML, CSS, all these things. There is something called CodeKit. It's a $25 license, lifetime license. There is no official site for this, because this guy really this guy is a college student. He just written one editor. He's not even maintaining the website. If you want to buy the CodeKit, what you need to do is that how to buy CodeKit. Then he has mentioned the URL or email ID. You can send the email ID to him. He will provide you. That's it. And he is earning crores and crores. Okay, that's fine. You don't have even official website also, but it's already certified, because security wise it's certified one. So now our question is Eclipse for Mac. ECLI, I don't think so we have Eclipse for Mac. Yeah, there is download Eclipse for Mac. So you have Eclipse. Once you have Eclipse, then you are good. Yeah, you have 32-bit, 62-bit. Okay.
Okay.
So you can download it and try it out. If any errors, let's see. Because most of the times I did not use much on the Mac. With the Mac, we are using CodeKit. We are not using Eclipse. You can try it out. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? So Sunday class at 8 o'clock, we'll see how to set up the UI5 environment. And again, we'll come back to HTML5 and CSS3. I would like to spend maximum next 1 week for the HTML5 and CSS3, including JavaScript. I don't want to spend more because our goal is to learn UI5. From there, minimum 1.5 months it will take to complete the UI5. Minimum 1.5 months. I mean, once I start the UI5, I need 60 working hours. 60 working hours. That's it. Okay. Thank you. Others can drop. If you would like to discuss something, right? You can wait. Others, whoever not having any questions, please drop. Others, Keshav, Danu, Suprit, Siva. And is it one-to-one, Srikanth, or generalized one?
అలాంటిదే.
One-to-one, then you can ping me, right?
కాల్ చేస్తాను.
Call. You know my mobile number, right? So call me now.
Yeah.